So before you guys freak out about the fact that I'm doing another origin, please don't. Although I will be briefly covering the concept of Joker's origin, the main focus of this video is to explain why the Joker is such a popular and beloved character. Now you might be thinking, well that's easy. What's not to like about a character who's just insane, whose sole motivation is because he can? Well, the thing is, the Joker is a far more diverse and complicated character. There are many villains who have the same motivation, such as Mr. Zsasz, that are far from the popularity that Joker has. So let's start with the most important aspect of the Joker: Batman. Without Batman, there is no Joker. Joker is there to create balance. Batman exists to stop all evil things, so Joker exists to create them. The Joker was created to completely contrast Batman's character. This is why he makes such a great adversary. But this information is nothing new to you if you've seen the Dark Knight movie. Now, let's move on to the one thing that confuses everyone. Why is it that the Joker can be a suit-wearing, intelligent villain who uses the clown gags and the makeup as a calling card in some stories, but just be a complete psychopath in others? Well, for years this was never explained. The Joker was just whichever version of himself the writer at the time preferred. This meant that every time the Joker turned up, he was a little bit different. This also translated onto screen. It's how we can have a Joker like Jack Nicholson's and also one like Heath Ledger's. The same character, yet completely different. Well, writer Grant Morrison thought that this needed to be explained. In his graphic novel, Arkham Asylum, A Serious House on a Serious Earth, and again on his run on Batman, he presented an interesting theory. What if the Joker is so insane and so twisted that every so often he completely recreates himself? He goes into this sort of coma and wakes up a completely different man, with a new twisted mindset, a new personality, a new everything except the same body. This is explained as being a sort of super sanity. His mind is able to do something that no other person's mind is able to do: retain all previous memories and feelings, but completely change how he reacts and deals with them. This is such an interesting concept that it means that one day the Batman might have to stop the Joker from releasing gas into the city that makes everyone laugh uncontrollably, and the next he might have to stop him from, I don't know, blowing up a hospital. The unpredictability of a villain who has no set thoughts or motivations makes him one of, if not the greatest comic book villain of all time. Joker is also the one villain that Batman cannot completely understand. And this is Batman's greatest strength. If you can understand a villain, you can exploit his weaknesses. Take Two-Face for example. Batman understands that the reason for Two-Face's insanity is his split personality and obsession with duality, both things that Batman can exploit to defeat him. Whereas the Joker, he cannot. How do you exploit a man that continuously displays multiple signs of different serious mental diseases, but continuously changes which one to act on? Well, the next step is clearly to find out what made the Joker the Joker. Well, that's where it gets complicated. You see, the Joker doesn't actually have an origin. Well, that's not entirely true. He has loads of origins. The Man Who Laughs, Case Study, but of all the origins, no one really knows which, if any, is his actual origin. In The Killing Joke, which is widely known as his most famous origin, he explains that he himself is not quite sure which is true. He says, "Sometimes I remember it one way, and sometimes another." All of this creates the Joker, the one villain that can be anyone the writer wants him to be. And that's the true charm of the Joker. When two comic book fans both say their favourite villain is the Joker, it's unlikely they're both talking about the same character. So what's your favourite Joker? Mine is the split-tongue post-Clown at Midnight Joker. Just ugh. Also, if you've been intrigued by anything I've said in this video, I've put a list of comics in the description that you might want to give a read. Anyway, as always, I'm Cameron, and this was Comic Talk.